Hello and welcome to V News Daily Bulletin. Coming up next, we have your top stories.
President Chen Dae-Quang pays state visit to Cambodia. Seminar highlights opportunities from new generation FTAs. COICA helps Vietnam clear post-war bombs and mines.
President Chen Dae-Quang has been on a two-day state visit to Cambodia at the invitation of King Norodom Sihamoni. An official welcome ceremony for the Vietnamese leader was held in Phnom Penh on June 15th. The visit aims to affirm the importance of Vietnam's friendship and comprehensive cooperation with Cambodia, as well as its wish to continue working together with the neighbor country to consolidate and further develop their bilateral relationship. Vietnam is the third largest trade partner of Cambodia, with two-way trade reaching $3.37 billion in 2015 and $944.6 million in the first quarter of this year. The two countries are striving for $5 billion in bilateral trade in the coming time. Cambodia is Vietnam's 16th largest export market, with steel, fertilizer, garments, plastics, equipment, and machinery making up a major proportion. Right after the welcome ceremony, President Chen Dae-Quang had a meeting with Cambodian King Norodom Sihamoni. The two leaders held that Vietnam and Cambodia should continue their mutual support and close collaboration in order to strengthen their good neighborliness, traditional friendship, and comprehensive, sustainable, and long-term cooperation. President Quang said Vietnam always treasures the good sentiments and valuable support of King Norodom Sihamoni, late King Norodom Sihanouk, and the Cambodian people towards Vietnam during its past struggle for national independence and the present course of national construction and development. He affirmed that Vietnam wants to work together with Cambodia to consolidate and further develop the fruitful friendship and cooperation between the two countries. King Sihamoni described the Vietnamese president's visit as a milestone, aiming to deepen the friendship and comprehensive cooperation in a more stable and sustainable manner. He took this occasion to thank the Vietnamese party, state, government, and people for their great support to Cambodia, especially their contributions to national reconciliation in the country. Khmer Times, one of the three English-language daily newspapers in Cambodia, ran an article on June 15, saying that the state visit to Cambodia by Vietnamese President Chen Dae-Quang marks a milestone in trade and investment ties between the two countries.
The newspaper quoted Lang Rithi, a representative of the Vietnamese Investment Association in Cambodia and president of the Vietnam Rubber Group in Cambodia, as saying that President Chen Dae-Quang's visit will consolidate strong commitments and trust of Vietnamese investors in Cambodia, which helps increase investment flow to the country in the coming time. Rithi said that Vietnam has poured billions of US dollars into Cambodia over the past 2 decades in the agro-industry sector, particularly rubber plantations. The flow of Vietnamese investment in Cambodia will total $6 billion by 2020, making Vietnam one of the largest foreign investors there. Rithi hopes that a meeting with Cambodian Prime Minister Samdech Hun Sen will allow the two sides to address challenges facing Vietnamese businesses operating in Cambodia and discuss measures to support agricultural processing industry. Meanwhile, chairman of the Cambodian Institute for Strategic Studies, Chang Vanarith, said President Chen Dae-Quang's visit shows that Vietnam's foreign policy prioritizes relationship with neighboring countries, noting that bilateral relations in trade, defense, security, and cultural cooperation will be top of the agenda for discussion.
Now move to other important news. The 49th session of the National Assembly Standing Committee concluded in Hanoi on June 15th after 3 days of sitting. Addressing the closing session, National Assembly Chairwoman Nguyễn Thị Kim Ngân said the Standing Committee has completed the agenda of the 49th session. The committee discussed all preparations for the first session of the 14th National Assembly and instructed relevant agencies to actively review contents in accordance with their responsibility. The chairwoman asked concerned parties to collect recommendations at the session to complete a draft resolution on the organization and operation of the Board of Lay Judges, salaries and benefits of court staff, the supplement number of high, middle and primary level judges, and the benefits for procurators at the Supreme People's Procuracy. The Standing Committee consented to the government's proposals on the ways to allocate remaining budget and savings from the state budget spending in 2015. Ngân also requested the Standing Committee's members to accelerate the performance of newly made conclusions and prepare documents for the 50th session of the National Standing Committee before the 14th National Assembly convenes its first session. Swiss President Johann Schneider-Ammann and Vietnamese Vice President Đặng Thị Ngọc Thịnh affirmed the importance of ratcheting up bilateral cooperation during their meeting in Bern on June 14th.
Johann Schneider-Ammann said Switzerland considers Vietnam a priority partner in Asia-Pacific, while Đặng Thị Ngọc Thịnh expressed her hope for deepened ties. They consented to enhance economic collaboration, focusing on finance, manufacturing and pharmaceutical products. Vice President Thịnh pledged Vietnam will create optimal conditions for Swiss businesses to set up their stable and long-term operation in the country. She said Swiss government's official development assistance contributes to poverty reduction and socio-economic development in Vietnam. President Schneider-Ammann stressed that Switzerland wishes to soon conclude the negotiations and signing of a free trade agreement between Vietnam and the European Free Trade Association, to which Switzerland is a member. The president noted his hope that the deal, once effective, will open up new cooperation opportunities for Vietnamese and Swiss enterprises. He noted that Switzerland will pour more investment into the Southeast Asian nation. The same day, Vice President Thịnh met with staff of Vietnamese embassy and representatives of the Vietnamese community in the host country. She also had a meeting with Francesca Will, president of the Vietnam-Switzerland Friendship Association, whose activities support Vietnamese victims of wars and Agent Orange dioxin.
Fruitful economic stabilization and restructuring along the ensured social welfares are the prerequisites for successful international economic integration. Deputy Prime Minister Vương Đình Huệ made the remark at a seminar in Hanoi on June 15th.
Huệ noted that international integration is a consistent and long-term policy of the Vietnamese party and state. With the ASEAN Economic Community already formed and 13 FTAs signed, Vietnam has free trade relations with 55 countries, including all G7 nations and 15 of the G20 countries. Those FTAs, especially the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement and the EU-Vietnam FTA, have opened up huge opportunities for Vietnam, particularly in trade and investment. The Vietnamese government will support the TPP to the National Assembly for ratification in the next few months. It has reviewed legal system and will overhaul existing regulations or issue new ones to realize international commitments and create the right conditions for successful integration. World Bank Regional Vice President for East Asia and the Pacific, Victoria Qua said the World Bank Group pledges to help Vietnam optimize the new generation FTAs to achieve a high growth rate, create and share prosperity, and sustainably provide high-quality jobs for its young population.
The same day, Deputy Prime Minister Vương Đình Huệ attended a roundtable on business cooperation between Vietnam and the Republic of Korea.
Addressing the event, Deputy Prime Minister Huệ said Vietnam wishes to further elevate the comprehensive economic partnership with the Republic of Korea, and calls on Korean businesses to invest more in manufacturing, electronics, automobile, financial banking, high-quality services, creative products development, and infrastructure, as well as startup projects. It reveals that in the first 5 months of this year, the flow of foreign direct investments into Vietnam exceeded $10 billion, with the Republic of Korea being largest investor as it's registered to pour $3.4 billion in 420 projects. The Deputy Prime Minister also expects two-way trade will reach $7 billion by 2020. Participants suggested that a cooperation axis should be created in all fields from politics, diplomacy, and security to match bilateral economic ties. They also stressed the need to expand investment affiliation activities to tap full advantages from free trade agreements, while continuing to create favorable business investments for enterprises of both sides.
The Korea International Cooperation Agency, known as KOICA, will offer $20 million in non-refundable aid to the Vietnam National Mine Action Center for post-war bomb and landmine recovery efforts in the country. An agreement on a project to this effect was signed in Hanoi on June 14th. The 2016 to 2020 project aims to improve the management capacity of Vietnam National Mine Action Center, clear bombs and mines on a site of 8,000 hectares in the central provinces of Quang Binh and Bình Định, raise public awareness of bombs and mines dangers, and help victims reintegrate into the community. Both sides will establish monitoring and management boards for the project and launch regular consultation mechanisms throughout the process. Deputy Defense Minister and member of the Steering Committee for the National Action Program on Overcoming Post-War Bombs and Mines, Nguyễn Chí Vịnh, hailed the move, saying the project reflects the goodwill to cooperate in humanitarian and development issues between the two governments. Korean Ambassador to Vietnam Lee Hyuk pledged to help victims of bombs, mines, and explosives with rehabilitation and raise public awareness of how to avoid those accidents. The 2016 Salangain Nest Festival took place on June 14 on Hon Noi Island, which lies about 20 kilometers from Nha Trang City in the central province of Khánh Hòa. The festival is held annually by the Khánh Hòa Salangain Nest Company to honor the founder and supporters of local edible bird nest production business. A ritual ceremony was performed at the temple of Governor and Holy Mother of the island to recall the nearly 690-year history of the industry. The festival also dedicated to individuals and organizations contributing to developing the Salangain nest resources. Legend has it that a real admiral of the Chen dynasty that reigned from 1225 to 1440 discovered edible bird nests on the Phú Bình Khang coastal waters in Khánh Hòa province today on his business trip to the south. He later taught local people how to exploit the nest, which earned him the title the founder of the industry. The Salangain lives in caves on limestone cliffs and makes nests using its own saliva. The nest is a popular but inexpensive traditional dish, which is believed to have health benefits. Khánh Hòa is home to the largest Salangain population in Vietnam. And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for watching. For more information, please log on to our website at vietnamplus.vn. Goodbye for now.